There's no such thing in the world as absolute reality. Most of what they call real is actually fiction. What you think you see is only as real as your brain tells you it is. That's a quote by Solid Snake. Ladies and gentlemen, and variations thereupon, welcome to episode 1, part 1. My name is Oodles, and this is Modern Escapism. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Banging
That was
intro.
very-
that was good.
That was verbose, weren't it? Thank you.
It's like
Thank you.
tear in my eye.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen listening at home, this is our pilot episode. So, as pilots go, it could be rough, but we're ready. So, my name's Oodles, aka Kenny. Call me whatever you want, as long as it's those two. And today I'm joined by four including myself, of our 7-strong army. What we're going to do to get you all ready, especially the listeners, we're going to do a little introduction. These 2 parts are all about introducing ourselves, and then at the end of part 2, that will be dropping on the same day. Wow, how lucky are you guys? You'll get to know us, and then we'll explain what we'll be doing on our normal episodes from episode 3, technically episode 2, but you know what I mean. So let's start. First, I just want you all to introduce yourselves. I'll start with we'll start with Biggie. Go for it.
Hi, so my name's Andy, or otherwise known as Big Cop Man or Biggie.
Yeah. Hello.
How you doing?
So, Biggie, who are you and what do you do?
In normal reality, I'm an HR advisor for the NHS.
Lovely. Oh, bless you.
So if we have any
But you're gonna
issues here,
start
then
clapping
please
then.
talk to me. I'll be more
No,
than happy.
clapping on a podcast doesn't really go down very well.
It can also sound like fapping, so you have to be careful.
Yeah, that's very true. Very
For our
true.
heroes.
And it's
No,
for
I
our
was just clapping. Honest.
Excellent. So, you're a happy guy, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty chilled. I think I might be the Gandalf of the crew because I think I might be the oldest here. I'm not sure.
We're all pretty old, though, aren't we? We haven't really got any young people. I think we're all, maybe, I think so. I'm not sure. Maybe we're all 30 plus. Might not be.
Well, I'm 46, so I've got that nailed.
You're the dad.
Well, every group needs a dad.
Excellent. It does. It does. It does.
Wait till you hear my dad joke.
that was the first of the 5 questions that we're going to be asking anyone that ever comes on this show, if we have any special guests or anything like that. It hasn't got a special name. It's just 5 questions. It's the icebreaker. So that was question number 1 and you passed. Well done. So question number 2 is, when I can find it on my notes. You can cut this out, don't worry.
I will not cut
find
this
my
out.
notes.
Please worry.
I'm not bothered. Look. I'm the podfather. I can vamp for a little second while I get my notes up on my silly phone. Yes. Question number 2. What's your favourite game, movie, or book, or all?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's hard to really narrow it down. So I'll start with movie.
Yes.
This is a really tough one for me because I have 2 favourites and they probably differ depending on how I'm feeling when I'm asked. But one of them is The Thing,
Ooh, good
which
shout.
Someone's read my notes.
It's just the simple fact that for a movie in the 80s, can't remember the release date off the top of my head, so forgive me, but just
Early 80s, I think.
yeah, I mean, just the atmosphere in that movie, the way it builds up, the special effects obviously were all pre-CGI, and even to this day are awesome. And I've seen that movie so many times. I mean, yeah, the impact does slightly differ because obviously you know what's coming, but I can watch that movie again and again and again just because I think it's so well done. The actors were right on it as well. I don't think there was a bad one in it. I just think it was so well done.
It's one of those classic films as well that just even though when you know all the twists now, it just gets better every time because you just read more into it.
Oh, totally. I mean,
I agree.
The scenes where nothing happens and all you just hear is the icy wind howling outside, and they just film a corridor where there's nothing going apart from background noise.
Yeah, no,
just incredible.
Absolute masterpiece of a film. One of my favorites as well.
It's one of Kurt Russell's best before his comeback that he's recently had.
Yeah.
I think anyway, because he's got a bit of a resurgence.
Yeah,
lately,
he went from angry 80s action hero to angry old man.
Yeah. Yeah, but it worked. I like that. That's a good answer. Game or book? Anything like
the
that?
other movie was Alien, which again for very similar reasons. But
I'm glad you picked Alien over Aliens. I genuinely love them both.
Yeah.
But Alien for me just tips it.
But again, it's the atmosphere. It's the build up.
It is.
It's everything that Ridley did with that movie. Just again, watch it again and again. So good.
Ridley Scott, friend of the show.
So game again. My God, where do you start? I tried to think because you've got different genres. There's so much to cover, but I just tried to think which one do I go back to a lot or a series. For me, it's Battlefield, purely because the series itself. I just had a lot of fun playing online with. Not so much the single player campaign stuff, but just all the multiplayer. Just a lot of fun over the years, whether it was Bad Company, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. Different drops off a little bit.
I loved Bad Company. Bad Company was my favourite.
Yeah, just the multiplayer on that, the stories I could tell you, the things that happen in that game. Yeah, just a lot of fun.
Excellent. Book?
And it could have been so many different games, different genres, really hard to nail that down.
Yeah.
And then, book. Bit
the Bible,
but Lord of the Rings or the Dark Tower series again, really hard to the very very similar theme as well. And I think Stephen King was influenced by Tolkien's story as well when he did the Dark Tower. There's a lot of similarities and ideas, but just really incredible. And for them to make it into movies as well, it nearly made my list for movie as well.
Well, I'm one of those strange Lord of the Rings fans that, when it comes to the films, that prefers the cinematic cuts than the extended. I think the extended is a little bit too much.
They are, but I don't know if I want to do a
film.
marathon. I think maybe a day after or a week after, whatever. But just do it in one day. Well,
there's some stuff in the extended cuts which make it better, and some stuff which take away. I think.
Yes, absolutely.
Like the one that springs to mind that absolutely improves it is Return of the King, where you have more of Aragorn going for the, and I forget the term of it, but the Ghost Army, effectively.
Yeah.
In the cinematic cut, you get very little of that. You get him kind of walking into the cave, and then
he's got an army
up with some boots, and they've got an army of ghosts.
Side quest ever.
Going, where did that come from?
Yeah.
So that absolutely does it. But you don't need all like the Aragorn and Arwen kind of staring at each other.
No, absolutely. Excellent. So next question, Biggie, is best gaming achievement. Or something that you can remember.
I mean,
I don't mean like trophies.
Oh,
I mean
shit,
just
you
like
got me
personal. No, I'm joking. You can count that if you want.
No, I was going to go for Borderlands 1 and 2. Really enjoyed those games, and get the platinum on both of those was just a bit long-winded. They're not the most difficult, but they're just long-winded. The little things that you have to do, like, I don't know if anyone's ever played the first one. One of the trophies was to get the different coloured items or the different items that the claptrap robots used to drop. And it was just so random what they would drop. Trying to get that collection just did my head in. So, just to get little things like that was one of my proudest. I would have an even prouder achievement if I ever do it. And that is to finish Final Fantasy VII. Which I have never done. The original. And it's a bit of a bugbear with myself and my friends who wind me up all the time. And if I actually finally do it... Yeah, I bought it on so many different things. PlayStation 1, I had it on iPhone, I had it on Vita, PS3, PS4, you name it. I've had it for a system.
It is on
I've played
everything.
it so many different times, different saves, never finished it. So if I ever pull that off, that will actually be my greatest achievement.
It's on PC Game Pass now.
I know.
Yeah, another platform to not finish it on.
They've taken the Skyrim business model, I think, just ported it to everything. You'll get it on your fridge.
Yeah.
In fact, when they had the demo of Final Fantasy VII Remake at EGX last year, I finished the demo. My mates went, "Well done, you finally finished it." So there you go.
Excellent. Next question is favourite conspiracy theory. And you might not like it, but it might be something that just makes you think,
Yeah, do you know what? It's such a cliche one again, but it's the moon landing. Purely because...
Big one.
When I was a kid, I wasn't there, but I wasn't that old. But
watching it on the telly.
But I just think it was, an incredible achievement. And then as I become older and more cynical, and just seeing a lot of different things, and even today about fake news, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying I'm quite within my right to doubt it in its own way.
There's a discussion, isn't there? That's the issue with that one, especially with it being at the height of the Cold War. There's more reasons why it could be fake. And you know what I mean? It's very strange, and the fact that they didn't go back that many times, it's like
it's a political, the space race. You had the Vietnam War going on, and there was a lot of things to distract the public with. And
absolutely,
don't go on the Wikipedia page because there's a lot of information on there as well, and it also highlights a lot of people that died around that time that were involved. So again, you could go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But that was
it's
one of my
it's probably the biggest. It's the biggest one, isn't it? It's got to be the biggest conspiracy. Well, no, there's a few more I could probably top that. So
I like
excellent.
The theory that it's the footage was made by Stanley Kubrick in his house.
Yes. His greatest movie ever made. Excellent. So last question for you, Biggie, and you've done really well so far. You've passed. So basically, you only had to pass 3 out of 5, and you've passed.
Oh, cool. What do I win?
Not that Monica did. There's no points. Your favourite joke?
Yes, and again, you probably heard it, but my favourite joke is I've just got a new step ladder. I never knew my real ladder.
I love that one.
Sorry.
Why is that funny?
I've never even heard that one. Yes, I like that. No, I like it. That's going to take some beating already. That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much, Biggie, and you'll hear more from him throughout the show, guys. So next, I'm going to move down to our young boy Kieran. He's probably older than me, but Kieran. Hello, Kieran. How are you doing, mate?
I'm not bad, mate. How are you?
I'm fine. It's very warm.
Yeah, having to close the window and turn the fan off.
Yes.
Not a big fan of that.
No, not a big fan of that.
Sorry, that was terrible.
Right, so 10 questions to you. We'll start from the top. Kieran, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Kieran. I think we've established that. I'm 33. What are you, 38? Doodles? 32.
32. You cheeky boy.
Shit. Oh, I am older than you. Oof.
Cheeky boy.
Just looks that way.
I think I'm 32. I'd have to consult my parents to fully understand if I am 32. I think I'm 32.
That wasn't based on how you look. I mean, I'd have put it way older if that was the case. But I thought you'd said earlier on, but yeah, whatever.
No, I didn't.
I'm sorry, Oodles. I didn't mean any of that.
What have I started?
Continue.
So I'm a software engineer. I'm currently getting used to working at home 100% of the time, which is both brilliant and also a bit terrible.
The new normal.
Yeah.
But,
Excellent. Coping through it.
Software engineer, that's exactly what we need. So, the next question is, what is your favourite game, movie and book?
So I cheated for all these. I put 3 things down, but I have decided on 1 for each. So games, I think probably in terms of like hours actually put into it, In fact, no, I'll revise that, because if it was on hours, I think the game I'd played the most was Phantasy Star Online on Dreamcast. But I think gun to my head, I'd have to go for Dark Souls.
Yes,
Fantastic
absolutely
game.
stellar pick. It changed gaming for a while. It made a new genre. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you can't deny it. You might not like it, but you can't deny it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've never played Demon Souls properly, but with the remake coming soon, I think I'll give that a go.
It's time to do it. I love Demon Souls as well. That was the first one I played. Then I went back to the Kingsfield games, and they're not the same. But
they're just like a blurry brown mess.
Yeah, they really are. Excellent.
Has someone played that game with like a steering wheel or something? Some weird rock band setup or some weird show.
Yeah, someone finished Dark Souls with a rock band guitar.
Well, all these examples are the same guy, and I can't remember what he's called. He's on Twitch, but he's an absolute psychopath.
Yeah,
I think his crowning achievement was he managed to finish it using 12 bananas.
I was going to say, I thought there was one.
Ran a current through them and like did some kind of electronic magic.
Yeah,
made an interface with a computer and basically used bananas as his controller. And there is a really good video of his Twitch stream when he beat Ornstein and Smo with it. And like, the guy looked like he was about to die of dehydration. He was sweating that much.
That's incredible. Like, what?
So are you planning on doing that, Kieran? Then playing with bananas?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm looking at a rubber chicken, like one of those honking ones right now.
Yeah.
So I must bring that into it somehow.
I'm up for that. You should stream that. So, book.
So, Andy mentioned this one. I'm going to go for the Dark Tower series.
Yes.
So cheating as well in picking 8 books instead of one.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great series, and I thought when you mentioned we talked about Lord of the Rings as well, and how they made the movie of it and whatnot. For a second, I thought you were talking about the Dark Tower.
Oh,
movie.
fuck that! No way.
That was
whack. I watched that twice because I thought I just convinced myself it can't have been that bad. I was like, no, it weren't that bad. Watch it again, and I'm like, whoa, yeah,
that's the one.
I was just like, this is just beyond what the vision is for the actual saga. This is just crazy.
Yeah.
But,
I big fan of the books.
I prefer the first book in Dark Tower series. I don't know. I just liked the world building in the first one.
Yeah. Well, I've got the because it started off as its own separate thing. Like, I don't think there was Stephen King's intention to turn it into this huge saga.
Yeah.
But I've got a copy of it before it was like he went back to it and edited it to make certain things makes more sense. It
is the Gunslinger, isn't it? I am thinking
That's
that right.
One,
yeah, I'm thinking it right. Excellent. So last one, movie.
So again, I had 3 for this. I wanted, I ended up weighing up. Do I want the really profound, meaningful one that I do like a lot, or do I want just the one that's just ace? So I've gone for RoboCop.
Yes.
The Verhoeven one, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just incredible. For just an all-out daft action film, it's great. However, the practical effects look amazing now. Some of the things maybe not quite amazing, but
when they're blasting him with a shotgun, spoiler alert, and he's just like.
But I think there's an absolutely timeless part of it down to the satire around it, and I think it gets more apt as the days go on. Really,
it really does. We're basically living in a world worse than RoboCop at the moment.
RoboCop's the ideal scenario.
Yeah. Excellent. Good choices. Next is best gaming achievement.
So I pondered over this one for a little while, but then it actually became quite obvious what what was the best one I've done. And it was, while it wasn't particularly like difficult or anything, it was more, it had a lot more meaning to it. But it was the Dark Souls run where you save Solaire and summon him in for the final boss fight.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a pain.
Be still my beating heart.
It's such a pain in the arse to get that run properly.
Yeah, man.
Because there was...
It's worth it, and there's no payoff as well. Even though it's still worth it.
Yeah.
I've never played a Dark Souls game.
Oh, you should.
Oh, dude. Oh, you
very
should.
Very good, very good.
Bit scared.
Yeah, what a run. You have to like you really have to go deep into like the fact that you got to do sequence break a little bit, haven't you, to get that run? It's crazy.
Yeah, the only
you wouldn't find that on your own.
Yeah, the only NPC run in it that I think is any harder is Siegmeyer's.
Yes.
Only because you have to hit like 2 secret areas to complete it, and you have to make sure he doesn't die in any of the combat encounters.
Yeah.
Which, given that he's got a great habit of running in with his giant sword and tiny useless shield.
And he actually does wear decent armor as well, but it just it doesn't work. Excellent. That is a good. That's good. Next is favorite conspiracy theory.
So, a lot of conspiracy theories, they go to the heart of government and how countries are run, and finding them out would, change your perception on absolutely everything. But I like this one because it's just so fucking inconsequential and daft. It's the theory that Paul McCartney's dead.
Yeah, that is an absolute banger. That's the what I was looking at it last night. I was like, this is legit. People genuinely believe this. Like the Abbey Road poster and stuff. It's like he's got no shoes on because he's dead. Like, fucking shut up.
So they think they replaced him in 1966 with someone who won a Paul McCartney lookalike competition.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Some of the it's great, man. But some of the justification for it is great, like the not wearing shoes thing. But there's a song "A Day in the Life" off Sgt. Pepper. And there's some of the backward masking stuff. So at one point, if you're backwards masking, apparently it says Paul is dead, miss him, miss him.
Yeah.
But I think the best one was at the end of the song. It sounds like John Lennon says, "I buried Paul," but in an interview he said, "No, I was saying cranberry juice."
Yeah. It's like I don't think the Beatles had it in them to have this kind of like deep conspiracy. They're all on acid. Do you know what I mean?
They don't have time for that.
They don't give a fuck. They were too busy like fighting women off.
John Lennon. I think he was busy fighting women in another way.
Yeah, that's true. But we'll get on that another day. That's a good one. So, and finally, your favourite joke?
I'll always remember what my granddad's last words were before he kicked the bucket.
Oh.
I wonder how far I can kick this bucket.
Oh, God. Well done. That's brilliant. Thank you very much, Kieran. And next, we have our... To my right, but to everyone else's, I don't know where he is to everyone else, we have got Gadget.
Hey.
You all right, Gadge? How are you doing?
Gadge?
Gadge. Gadget.
You getting a bit jolly then, or proper Gadgy?
I'll read, Gadge. I'll read. Who are you? And what do you do?
So, yes, I'm Gadget, or Gadget 8-bit. My actual name's Michael, or Mike. I am a data engineer for a bank. So,
the bank.
Well, at least one of them. But and in my spare time,
Swiss bank.
No, not that interesting. And in my spare time, I'm an author.
Excellent. And so you like typing on keyboards then, basically?
Yeah, rapidly.
Yeah, something I can't do fast. Excellent. What's your favourite game, movie, or book?
Okay.
And book?
So for game, I have 2 choices on this one. For the people on this call who can see, and obviously the listeners can't, but you'll see the mural behind me of Rapture, because I adore BioShock. It's one of those games that I replay it from time to time, And I remember that it's a game from 2007 because the mechanics to it are shit. But
Yes.
the world, the design, the story, the big twist, which I won't spoil because apparently there are weird people in this world who've never played Bioshock.
No. Would you kindly not spoil it for everyone else as well?
I won't spoil it for anybody. But it's just such a wonderfully conceived world, and this... It's not even like an attempt at satire because it's so in your face with its own politics and its own ideas, but just the way everything's put together. Everything is like fantastical but makes sense in its own way. And some of the characters are amazing. Fontaine's hilarious. For the life of me, I can't remember the name of the artist guy. It's like the 7th level where he's got you chasing around the theatre.
I can't remember, but I know what you mean.
It's got some of the most wonderful gameplay ideas, and it gets a little bit slack in the last third, but we'll forgive it for that because the first 2/3 of it are utterly incredible. So yeah, that's my first one. Actually, oh, you can see on the camera there's a mural of Bioshock on my wall. In front of me, I've got a canvas of Rapture because I just love the design of the Art Deco design in the city under the sea. It's beautiful.
I read an article once, and it's always stuck with me. Someone described it as aquapunk, and I just love that.
I like that.
That's a very good word.
Yeah, it's so good.
Even collecting all the tapes and stuff, you just want to find out.
The first one is the only one I've actually ever completed, and very recently. Yeah,
all the world building in it is just wonderful, and the writing and the performances is all absolutely marvelous. And it's great considering you're playing a mute character as well. There's just so much richness in the vocal performances of everything else around you.
Absolutely. Can't knock that at all.
And the other one is, well, it's a classic. It's absolute. It's not Dark Souls. It's Bloodborne. Bloodborne is a superior Souls game in my eyes. It isn't the best one, because the best one is Demon Souls. But I enjoyed my time with Bloodborne more than any of the other From Software games.
It was an absolute surprise for me, that game. It absolutely blew me away.
I was worried going into it because when I played Dark Souls or Demon Souls, I am the guy that finds the biggest sword and finds 100% damage reduction shield and turtles up until he finds an opening, skirts around the back and stabs them. And so to go into a game where it's just like, there's no shields here, you've actually got to be aggressive. Like, no, I don't want to do it.
And you've definitely picked the whip cane as well. I've got a whip cane and a gun.
Yeah. Well, the first time through was the saw cleaver, and then the second time through was the whip cane, and the second time through was when the DLC came out. So I did Orphan of Kos with a whip cane, and I hated every moment of my life at that point. However, when I beat them, it was amazing.
No.
But yeah, it's honestly for me, it's like a 99 out of 100 game, and it only loses 1 point because when you're in Yharnam in the early part, the performance in some of those areas where there's lots of mist and fog and all that, it just, especially old Yharnam as well, when everything's on fire, it just slows down, and it's like, this game is so precise, you need it at 60 frames, and having it drop down to even just 27 frames just screwed me so many times. But it was, it's just a magnificent game. And the turn as well from when you beat Rom, and it goes from being werewolves and
spoiler alert,
and it then goes really fucked up, and it's just like, this is like the ultimate switcheroo, and it's so
it goes from Hammer horror to Lovecraft in like,
and it's so good.
Fuck.
You wind up in Yar Ghul, and like the sky's purple and everything's weird, and it just like none of this makes sense. It's a beautiful game, wonderful.
It's like amygdala monsters just climbing the building. You're like, what the fuck?
And controversial opinion, I do not want Bloodborne 2. I think Bloodborne stands perfectly on its own.
It does.
Absolutely agree.
They can do sequels to whatever. They can do Dark Souls till they've hit Dark Souls 30. That's fine by me. But Bloodborne stays as one game.
Yeah, I struggled.
So my favorite movie.
Did you?
Sorry, what was that?
No, I played the opening, I don't know, a couple of hours or something, and just got really put off by the mechanics, but I wasn't used to how it's supposed to play, so I think knowing how I should approach it now, it would probably be different. And like I said, I haven't played the Souls games, but I have played Bloodborne, and I just struggle.
It's very deliberate. That's what a lot of like someone like yourself coming from like first person shooters. It's more ballistics based, but Souls games, you've got to commit, and that's what a lot of people that they don't click on. It's like if you're pressing R1, that sword's hitting ground regardless. Apart from the later ones when you can start changing up your tactics and stuff like that. But yeah, you've really got to commit on Souls games.
So I'm like a button basher, God of War sort of player.
Yeah,
and that was how my tactic was, and I realised it doesn't get you very far.
Not in Bloodborne.
At all.
Probably work in Dark Souls, but not in Bloodborne.
Yeah, Dark Souls it would absolutely work. You don't even need a shield in Dark Souls if you know how to roll. You can definitely button mash on Dark Souls. Maybe not later on in the game, but yeah.
I also remember when I was playing Bloodborne 3 at the time I had a Fitbit, and I remember there was a couple of times it started buzzing on my wrist because during boss battles, because it's like I'm like really engaged and really hyperactive. My heart rate's going off the roof because I'm so kind of tweaked into it. Especially the ones like Lady Maria. Book. So my favorite book is
Book.
I'm a Geordie. Say Book.
Away, man.
Away. Fog on the Tyne and all that, you know. Favorite book is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Every time.
Classic.
It's
Classic.
one of those books that I reread it every year, and it's still funny. I've read it about 15 times now. It's still so funny.
And it has a good film.
It does. The film is much better than everyone gave it credit for.
Yes, it is a good film.
Is it Martin Freeman?
Yeah, Martin Freeman playing Arthur Dent,
yeah.
and you had Mos Def playing Ford Prefect, which is probably the best casting I could have thought of. And so
the TV series was all right.
Yeah, the TV series.
Yeah, the TV series was good.
But yeah, the book is great. It's just got some fantastic one-liners, and it's something that I use in real life. You know, time is an illusion. Lunchtime doubly so.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So long and thanks for all the fish.
Yeah, I can never get the hang of it.
I say that a lot.
Yeah, that's it.
So what about the follow-up books to that one?
Restaurant at the End of the Universe is brilliant. Life, the Universe, and Everything is pretty good. So Long and Thanks for All the Fish is Mostly Harmless. I don't like.
I think that's the actual consensus for the rest of the world.
But the first three books are marvelous, and they're wonderfully silly, and they're quite irreverent. And even though they were written in the kind of late 70s, early 80s, they actually still hold up now. Like they're
definitely.
Aged. And you know, I always know where my towel is. I try not to panic, and I never let a Vogon read me poetry.
Excellent. It's lovely and British as well. It's quite British.
Yes.
And it's something to celebrate mildly.
Yeah.
Next thing, best gaming achievement.
Well, we haven't done my favorite movie, which is I'll be quick. It's Blade Runner. There's much to say on it. Blade Runner, it's a marvelous film. If you haven't seen it, see it. I will not spoil it for anybody, but watch the final cut.
Yes.
That's the only one I've watched. I've only watched.
And you have watched the superior version, my friend.
Yeah. But here's my hot take. I prefer the sequel.
No, I'm okay with that.
Oh, that's good then. That's good.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, the sequel is a marvelous.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's just beautiful. Just everything about it.
I think the sequel did what a lot of sequels that are done later, like far after the fact, fail to do. It managed to find a reason to continue the story.
Yeah,
that's
by shifting the focus away from Deckard to Ryan Gosling's character, it managed to make a really decent sequel that most people would have said like, "Oh, they're making a sequel to Blade Runner. What's the point?" But no, it was a really good film, and the original is beautiful, and the Rutger Hauer's performance as Roy Batty is just perfect.
That's his best.
Yeah, it's one of the.
He's not best. He never bested that. Yeah. That was pinnacle. Excellent. So best gaming achievement.
Demon's Souls Platinum.
Oof, I've not done that.
That fucking pure Sharpstone. Oh my god. Yep. For those who don't know, to get the pure Sharpstone in Demon's Souls, there is one enemy, one singular enemy in Shrine of Storms 2 that can drop it. He has a 1% drop rate. And if you increase your luck stat at all, you actually reduce the drop rate of that because you increase the chance of getting all the other drops that he gives you.
Yep.
Oh wow!
He's the worst RNG you can imagine.
And he's not an easy enemy either. And it must have taken me like 150 attempts to get this one item. And when I got it, I put the controller down and I cried. But yeah,
just full on head in hands.
Yeah.
Thank God that's over.
Thank God that's over. What am I doing with my life?
The thing with Demon Souls is it's like it's before the trophy like thing happened. People weren't that bothered about it, and you were like, I'm getting this. I'm getting this.
Actually, I'm pretty sure the trophies came in like they were retrofitted
Later.
into it. Yeah, they weren't
Yeah,
with the
they
launch
were.
of the game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you must have been like, fuck it, I'm playing it again. I'm doing it again. And then you're locked in because Demon Souls is such a beautiful game.
It's a beautiful game and it's rock hard, but that getting that platinum is just psychotic.
You should be very proud. I don't know anyone in person or online that I can talk to that has done that. So well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Excellent. Next one is favorite conspiracy theory.
Oh, I'm just going with a classic. I love the flat earthers. They're idiots.
That's 10,000 listeners have just dropped
We don't need those ones.
off the earth.
I was just going to say, yeah.
The edge of it.
Well, I mean, also because I'm such a huge fan of the Discworld books as well.
Yeah.
I've done it. I've fallen into Reddit holes where I've argued with them, and I've tried to ask them, well, what do you think is underneath the earth? And I do ask if they think it's 4 elephants and a turtle, and they don't appreciate that one. But like, you get like, what was his name? B.O.B., the rapper, who was like trying to fund research and like send a satellite up to show the earth was flat. And I'm like, but you will just prove that it's round. You're going to put a lot of money in it.
Yeah.
Well, there was that lunatic who built himself a rocket in his backyard in America and blew himself up in the desert because of it.
Yeah.
It's what it,
I like the documentary that's on Netflix about it, and the guy at the end, they do the experiment with the lasers, and at the end he goes, "Oh, it's not flat."
Yeah.
And then it just cuts to credits. I was like, yes.
I don't know if it's real or not, if someone's just like faked it, but like it's people talking to the Flat Earth Society about like, well, what about all the other planets? It's like, yeah, well we've observed that they're spherical.
Wow.
So why is the Earth any different?
Yeah. I think they also try to say that we've observed them as flat discs that are facing us, as if everything kind of revolves around us and faces us.
Lovely. I mean, if you are a flat earther and you listen to this, don't.
Yeah, basically.
It's that simple. Go away. I'm not scared. I'm not fucking scared. I'll fight you all on the edge of the earth. Right. And last but not least is your favourite joke.
Englishman, Irishman, and Scotsman walk into a bar. The barman says, "Is this a joke?"
Oh my God.
Nice.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good.
Go meta with
it's
it.
not one Biggie though.
No,
Biggie
won that one.
So what I'm going to do now?
Wait,
I'm going to let.
We're not going to ask you, Oodles.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I'm going to let one of you guys ask me.
Well, then, in that case, who are you and what do you do? And what are you doing in here? How dare you?
I've snuck in. I'm Oodles. Hello, Oodles. That's my alias, and also known as Kenny. I'm a father of 2, and I work in telecommunications. Okay, that's as far as I'm going with that one.
All right.
Okay, next.
What's your favorite game, movie, or book?
My favorite game is, and people know me for this, is The Witcher 3.
Yes, right.
It's so modern. It's like, oh, you like a really modern game. You don't like Bubble more than anything else. It's like, look, Witcher 3 is the best game in my mind that I've played.
Oh,
it's that simple.
I fully agree with that. I played through the whole thing at the start of lockdown this year and just went through all of it, and it's 2 DLCs. It's marvelous achievement in gaming.
I beat it on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch.
Wow.
So I've done it. I think I've beat it on PS4 twice. So about 4 to 5 times I've beat it.
I think it took me about. Sorry, let's go on.
No, carry on.
I think it took me about 3 years to finish just the main campaign.
The same. I'm exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember playing it on 2 separate New Year's Eves.
Yeah. Now I'm not the first person that will say it's got the best combat ever, because it hasn't.
No,
it really hasn't. It's just there. It just does its job. You swing a sword and yeah, but everything else about And don't get me wrong, I'm not a big fan of the first one and the second one. I like the second one, but the third one, it's just the thing that the CD Projekt Red just made themselves. It's just like, how did you do that? How did you encapsulate this book series that I'd read beforehand? And how did you do this? Do you know what I mean?
I remember when Fallout, was it 4 came out, and I was a big fan of 3, and Fallout 4 came out, and I started playing that, and I was just kind of, this is Fallout, and it's like Fallout 3, and then The Witcher, and I played that, and I was like, oh my god, this is so what Fallout 4 could have, should have kind of been if they progressed.
2015 was a good year for gaming, because you had Fallout 4 at the back end of it. At the beginning of it, you had Bloodborne and The Witcher 3 right after.
Yeah, it was good for single player nerds, really, wasn't it? Which is what I tend to go towards. I used to be into multiplayer games, but I'm more into single player games now. I like games with pause buttons. Yeah, that's what I like. I mean, I do love Dark Souls, and you can't really pause it, but
you can always go back to Firelink Shrine and hide out there.
Exactly, sit at a bonfire. Yeah. But I like to be able to just put it down, go and do a little business, come back. And The Witcher 3, for some reason, it just works. It just works for me. Everything about it, the fact that I think, and don't quote me on it, but I think every single NPC is voiced, including people you don't even talk to. Do you know what I mean? People passers by.
No, yeah.
I think every single one is voiced, and it's just like
pretty right there. They say something at least.
Yeah, they say something. It might be a repeat, but they're still talking.
I will tell you, because I played it on the Switch as well. Because I originally bought it on the PlayStation, and I fell off it because I bought it on launch, and I was just coming off Bloodborne, and it's not. You don't play either of those games after each other.
No, you don't. One's really mechanically sound, and one isn't.
Yeah, but one is narratively amazing, and the other is really item descriptions.
Yes, there is a difference.
But, so I didn't really play it until I got it on the Switch this year. After watching the TV series, and getting that game onto a Switch cartridge is some miracle of engineering I will never understand. Because I know it's obviously the graphics are cut down, and it can sometimes, like in Novigrad, it gets to be a bit of a slideshow. But the fact that the game just runs on the Switch is just incredible.
Is it all on the cartridge that you don't have to download additional stuff?
The whole thing. If you've got a Switch offline, the whole game is on that little cartridge that tastes disgusting.
And the 2 DLCs.
Yeah, and the 2 DLCs. Yeah, everything.
Oh, wow.
It literally is magic. It's magic. It's so good. It's so good. But yeah,
Warzone.
People always ask me why is that. But I've got a game. I've got a game that's slowly like creeping up in my list that I've got to thank one of our other podcast buddies about. Stig. He made me really play Hollow Knight. Like really play Hollow Knight. Such a good game. Like he's like, 'cause I finished it and he went, "That was too quick. You did it too quick. You beat it too quick." And he went, "Do it again, but play it." And I did, and we're like, "Oh my god, this game's incredible." Do you know what I mean? I was just like, "Wow."
Have you done the hidden ending?
Yeah.
That's
now I have.
That's why
took me a while
too quickly, because you didn't do the short bit at the end that takes you longer than the main game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I got the worst possible ending. I'm like, "Well, that were a nice game," and he's like, "Play it again. Do it properly.
Do it properly."
Okay. And that's slowly creeping up because I've started it again on my Switch. Playing that on a Switch. Oh,
it's a perfect Switch game. God. Like I've got it on.
Oh my god!
I actually have it on my PS4, my PC, and I play it mostly on my Switch.
Yes. It's flawless on Switch, isn't it? There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
The only thing I struggle with on the Switch slightly is because for Metroidvanias like that, I don't like using the thumbstick. I like using the directional buttons for a bit more accuracy. The directional buttons on this Joy-Con just sometimes don't register properly for me, and I miss a lot of jumps.
I have a Switch Lite. It's got a proper D-pad.
I bought an 8-bit controller which has a proper D-pad, so I kind of got past that myself.
Okay. Ooh,
no, I'm saying that solved that problem, is what I'm saying.
It did. Excellent. So, my favourite film has been stolen by Biggie, The Thing. But I kind of change. Like, I can be in the mood for Jurassic Park sometimes, or like lately, like this year, and I've watched it. I think I've watched it 3 times this year. Is Mad Max Fury Road?
I still haven't seen that. I need to see that.
Yeah.
Oh
Great.
my god, I prefer that when I'm watching it, I'm thinking about the filmography, and how they actually fucking made that film, because it's very practical.
Yeah, I read that. It's
such a modern film.
Background stuff is CGI in it, like very background stuff, like all the cars.
I'm not a big car guy. I'm not a big post-apocalyptic guy, but fuck me, that film.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the mental flamethrower guitar?
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Yeah. I've not seen the movie, but I've seen that.
I really recommend you should.
Yeah.
It's just a masterclass in like action cinematography. It's just whoa. It's incredible. I mean, there's no story to it. You've got to go somewhere and come back. That's the story. You go somewhere and you come back. That's it.
But when it starts, it's intense, man. When on the road, it's Whew.
Yeah, it's really good. So yeah, the thing is always the one I always when someone asks me. Sometimes I say something different because I'm like that. I just forget. But the thing is, when I really think about it, the thing is just it's the most suspenseful film ever.
Yeah.
In my opinion, and suspense is what really grabs me when it comes to films.
I wish I could unsee it so I could just watch it fresh again.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even mind. I didn't even mind the prequel. The prequel that came out about 10 years ago. I don't mind that.
Yeah. Agreed.
But yeah, and book.
Did you ever play the PS2 game of the thing?
Yes, I loved it. That's a sequel. That's an official sequel to the film. Loved it.
It's in canon, but it was really good.
Oh, I never
that was
played
one of the last PC games I ever played. Literally. I felt like that game was better with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah. I remember thinking, this sounds really cool. This sounds like it's doing some interesting stuff, but I just am terrible with scary
horror
games.
It is scary. The thing is about it is you could be the thing and not know.
All right.
It's random. Your friends could be the thing. You could be the thing. It's weird.
It would make a really good kind of asymmetric multiplayer game now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't do it. They won't do it.
No, of course not.
It's like, the thing. That's not an IP that we want to get involved in. Just such a wasted opportunity. Anyway, book. When it comes to games, I prefer swords over guns. But when it comes to books, I like space and guns and stuff. It's very strange. My favourite book is Rendezvous with Rama by Arthur C. Clarke. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I haven't heard of that book, but I do love a bit of Arthur C. Clarke.
Yeah, it's not a massive book. It's not a novella either. It's still a novel. It's about first contact, basically, but not with aliens per se. So I'm not going to say any more because you should definitely read it or listen to it. Rendezvous with Rama. It's not a long one. You'll smash the book in a weekend. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, definitely that. Rendezvous with Rama. Write it down in your diaries.
I'm literally going to go to Amazon and stick it in my reading list.
Yes,
yeah, I'm Googling it now.
It's incredible. No, but I get where you're coming from. It's just really good. It's obviously, as you know, Arthur C. Clarke's. It's not new. It's not new sci-fi. It's old sci-fi, but it's realistic. It makes you think like, we'd do that. And I don't mean Independence Day First Contact. Do you know what I mean? I'm not talking Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith First Contact. This is NASA First Contact. Do you know what I mean? What would they do? So
interesting.
Read it.
Yeah, sounds cool.
What's the other questions?
Okay, so your best gaming achievement.
My best gaming achievement has to be, without a doubt, playing through on Twitch Resident Evil 7 on Madhouse difficulty.
Oh, you legend.
Yes, so in front of people. I screamed.
What's Madhouse? What's that?
So Madhouse is when you finish the game the first time through.
Yep.
It's like the ultra hard difficulty.
Yep.
It sequence breaks a lot of the scares. It gives you, I want to say, like 3 saves in the entire game, something like that.
6.
It also dramatically increases the cost of the kind of purchasable upgrades that you get through.
The Magnum takes like 17 coins, which is massive, all of them.
And it turns all of the bosses into bullet sponges.
Yes. And it changes where keys are. So you don't know where the keys are.
Yes. Yeah, so you have to relearn the game, and like I remember because the marketing for Resident Evil 7 was like you being kind of was all about the bit where Jack's pursuing you through the house. They didn't really show you much else of the game. And I remember, so I played through it on Twitch when it first came out, just on like normal or hard difficulty. And I remember that first, well, maybe the third big scares when you're in the bathroom after the first fight with Jack, and he comes and he gets you, and that put the shits up me, as it quite rightly should.
Yes.
And then I remember playing it on Madhouse and doing that first boss fight and thinking, okay, I'm not going to see Jack until I get to the bathroom. And I literally walk into the foyer of the mansion, and he just walks out of a door, and I'm like,
yeah. He definitely does the Terminator thing in Madhouse difficulty. He doesn't stop, even though it doesn't make sense with the story. They just keep him pursuing you. It's very strange. It's very odd. It's worth doing if you've played it on normal or hard, but Madhouse kind of changes it up massively. It's definitely worth it.
It is cool that it like mixes stuff up rather than just making it, hey, it's more difficult now.
Yeah, he I know where the crow key is, so I'm going to work my way to it. It's not there. Oh my god, it's not there. I'm fucked.
I played a bit of that in VR as well. Oh man,
that's my next achievement. I want to do it in VR.
It's hard,
on Madhouse in front of humans.
All you keep doing is just turning around behind you. You can't help it. You cannot
That's what I
help
want to do. Now, I've never ever played a game in VR, and I want that to be my first. I want to just literally, boom, and I'm playing it. That's what I want to be doing.
Wow.
So I'm saving myself. So I think Resident Evil 7 is a masterpiece.
It's a great.
It is. It's a marvelous game. I'm very excited for the Village.
Yeah.
So am I. So,
okay, so your favorite conspiracy theory, Oodles?
My favorite conspiracy theory is ancient aliens. I love ancient aliens. Now,
like building the pyramids.
Yeah, or the Mayan ones. Massive. Yeah. I like to look at the pyramids and stuff and think, did humans make that? Because that's some good, especially like Machu Picchu and places like that, and Stonehenge and all that. He's like, I don't think we could do that now. And we've got cranes. You know what I mean? it just fascinates me. And then this guy, the meme.
Planning permission.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, we've got councils and boroughs now that won't let us. But yeah, I just love a bit of ancient aliens. Did you ever watch Aliens versus Predator?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They put a bit of ancient aliens in that, saying that the predators came down to Earth like thousands of years ago and taught humans how to build pyramids to put xenomorphs in. It's so good. It's so good.
That's right. Yeah.
Just watch that now. Watch that now as a man, because it came out when I was like a teenager or whatever. I think early 20s maybe. And I was just like, this is shit. I've watched it recently. I'm like, oh my god, it's ancient aliens but Predator.
What do you think? Like, wow, good point.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is true. This is true. Hollywood, you've done it again. So yeah, ancient aliens. I just think it's fascinating. And the fact is, there's like, I think we're on series 7 on Discovery Channel of Ancient Aliens, so it's gone on for years. It's so good.
Do you think Stargate's a documentary?
Yes, it is a documentary. And unlike a lot of people, as we all know, well, you guys know, I don't want to shag aliens. I just want to talk to them. That's what I want to do. I do not want to shag them.
Not even a cuddle.
Why pyramids?
Yeah, why pyramids? And they'll be like, do you want to shag me? I'm like, no, I want to know. So, yeah, that's my favourite conspiracy.
Okay, what's your favourite joke?
What do we want? Race car noises. When do we want them? Meow. Do you like that one? It's good, that one. I'd say that to my kids and they love it. Yes.
Are you sure you're clapping?
So I'll resume hosting duties. That was very good, Gadget. Thank you for that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, boys, for answering the questions. For everyone listening at home, on part 2, you'll hear the other guys' answers to their questions because there's other people. So that's a good jumping off point. So what we decide. We got together in our little Discord of friends. I wanted to make another podcast because I do podcasts. I've done podcasts, and I was like, I want to make another podcast. Let's just get like a few people, and then just branched into a 7-strong battalion of gentlemen. And I thought to myself, 7 people, that would actually work. It means I get a week off. That's what I thought at first.
Selfish.
Yeah, it's selfish. I'm using you all just for my own gratification, basically. And what's going to happen is. So what's going to happen is, for the listeners, is we're going to try and rotate it as much as we can. So you all get a taste of the 7 of us, or if it ever expands. Doubt it will for a long time. People might leave. Not that kind of expansion. And that's what she said. So people might drop off. People might drop on. I just thought it'd be interesting to have a little, like I say, a battalion of guests. Well, not guests, hosts. So that's what's going to happen. And there's going to be a part 2 after this. But we'll get on to what I like to fondly call the main topic of discussion. So, gentlemen, gaming backlogs.
Yes.
Can someone explain to me what a gaming backlog is to people that aren't that well into gaming or know what a gaming backlog is?
For me, it's all the games that I'd like to play, but then can never be asked to, and then it's 5 years later and I still haven't played it.
Yeah.
And it's also worth pointing out the games that you've bought that you can't be asked to play.
Yeah.
Because there are far more games out there that I would like to play that I don't own yet.
I haven't bought and not played yet.
We're all stupid men that have jobs and we've got disposable incomes, and we think, you know what? £30, not bad for predator hunting grounds.
No, that is bad for predator hunting grounds.
But I own it, but I've never played it. Do you know what I mean?
And those ancient alien conspiracy theories saw you coming.
They're in my head. I need my tinfoil hat. Gaming backlog is I don't subscribe to it that much because I play what I want when I want. Yeah, because I'm a lad. Let's. And I just, but then when I thought about it and I put the question forward for us all, I was like, shit, I have got a gaming backlog. I've got quite a big gaming backlog. So what I want to discuss now with you, fine gentlemen, is what's the main games on your gaming backlog and what are you going to do to tackle the backlog? Because we're coming very close to a new generation of £70 games. So we'll just have it as a discussion. Anyone can chip in. So who's got the biggest backlog, do you think?
I don't think I have the biggest backlog, but I have the most annoying backlog because the games I tend to buy are strategy games. So my backlog consists of a lot of games that I've probably played for maybe an hour or two, but never really delved into, and they're all really deep games. So like I've got maybe like 500 hours in Civ 5 and about 200 hours in Civ 6, and neither of them's scratching the surface. I've only played a handful of the Civs.
Some of those games don't end.
Oh yeah, the tutorial.
Yeah.
You complete the tutorial. Done.
But like, I mean, like I'm looking at my Steam list at the minute, and you know, beyond the normal stuff that I've gotten from like, I don't know, like humble bundles or stuff, like I've got loads of indie games like Axiom Verge and the Banner Saga and that. But
so good, both of them are good.
They're not, but I've played like an hour of each of them. City Skylines I've not touched in 3 years.
Very good.
Yeah, Deus Ex Human Revolution, never played that. Apparently it's excellent.
It is.
Yeah. It was only this year that I managed to get around to complete Divinity Original Sin 2. That's been on my backlog since it came out.
Very good game. Very good game. Good on Switch as well. Very good.
Yeah. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, never played it.
What?
I know.
That's a get done in a weekend game. I did it in like 2 days or something. Well worth it as well.
Very good game.
I've heard good things about that.
The biggest one that I've noticed, and this is down to the fact I've been watching a few YouTube videos on it recently, Metal Gear Solid 5. I have played it as far as...
I am stunned. I'm shook.
I know. I played through Ground Zeroes when that came out on the PlayStation, the PS4. And I did it I did the first run through, and you get the main story points up. I didn't do any of the repeating stuff, like the extra stuff to get all the story for it.
Yeah.
I did play Peace Walker on the PSP back in the day, so I've got the first bit of the Walkman trilogy, as people refer to it.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I didn't do all of Ground Zeroes, and I did Phantom Pain so I did the hospital opening. And
the tutorial.
Yeah, and basically. I rescued cars, and then it was maybe mission 4 or 5 I got to. And then then I gave it up. And
there's 50 missions.
I know.
How many?
50.
50.
Fucking
there's 20,
and each mission is about an hour to 2 hours long. Yeah, but I'd say.
There's 25 core story missions that you need to do, but there's 50 in total. But you can skip half of them.
Yeah.
Ish.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But it's just it's one of those things. I watched a few background videos. I know all of the story, and I know what's wrong with the ending, and I know all of that stuff. I've quite happily spoiled.
There's a lot
for
wrong with the ending.
But I was looking at it and think, I own this game. I bought this game on PC at full price when it came out. I'm
currently playing this game.
Why haven't I played it? And
I think it's the best playing stealth action game ever made.
I would have probably.
Has it got the best story? No.
I might have agreed with you until Death Stranding came out, because I think Death Stranding does the stealth stuff much better, especially when you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, because
it also does the story a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, even though the story is nonsensical, it still makes sense.
Yeah. Nonsensical sense. Yeah.
Yeah. My problem with having a backlog is, like I said, I play strategy games that are endless. That you finish a game when you got bored of it. But then I get roped. I'll play something for a little while, and then I'll get roped into something new that's come out. Like at the minute, I've got Metal Gear Solid 5 now installed, but I started playing Total War Troy because it was free this week.
Yeah, everyone did, didn't they?
Yeah, or I will just look at the little StarCraft 2 icon on my desktop and go, maybe
I've got pals that are into StarCraft.
Maybe I'll get out of bronze today. I never do, but maybe I'll get out of bronze today. I just get so distracted with all these things. I haven't turned on my Switch in ages. I got maybe halfway through Last of Us 2 and kind of stopped, not because I didn't like the game, but because there was something pointy and clicky that came out that I wanted to play more.
Yeah. Did you not get into the this year's craze of Animal Crossing? Did anybody?
Actually.
Oh yeah, I played it for a bit.
No,
I got to the credits and stopped.
As
I tend to do.
I didn't even get Isabel on it.
Wow.
I got really annoyed with Animal Crossing because it was a game that seemed to revel in wasting my time. Because I'd never played any of the other ones before. This was the first time I'd played Animal Crossing. But I'd played Stardew Valley and stuff like that, so I kind of knew what to expect with a life sim. And I played it and I was just like, okay, so you want me to get, 5 bits of iron ore, but there's one rock on the bloody island that gives you it, and it gives you one at a time. So it's going to take me 5 bloody days to get this. And then, oh, look, I broke the rock. I broke the bloody rock.
Yeah.
How am I going to get 5 bits of iron ore? Oh, I know. I'll spend some money. I'll go on a bloody plane to somewhere else. And it's just it got to the point where it's I don't mind having it. Like I say, I love Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is a wonderful little game. And I'm quite happy. When I bought that on the Switch, I don't think I got showered for a week because any spare time I had in the house, I just sat playing that.
I think Stardew, and this is gonna alienate a lot of listeners. I think Stardew is better than Animal Crossing.
No, I
agree with you. Yeah.
Some people don't. It's not cute enough. It's not. I don't care. I like pixels.
I think Stardew Valley is utterly adorable.
It is, but it hasn't got cute little animals that want to be your friend.
I've not played either. Chickens, they just don't appeal to me personally. It's just not for me.
Yeah, there's no AK-47s in it.
But there should be.
There should be.
Tom Nook is a disaster capitalist, and he's just there to put you into indentured servitude.
It really is a mortgage simulator. So we'll move on to a little bit. Kieran, your backlog, sir.
So I've got a spreadsheet.
I can see your face and you're looking up. It looks like you're looking at a big pile of games.
Fucking hell. But yeah, I've got with Mike, I've got so many games in like my Steam library, a lot of which came from like Humble bundles, and I did the Humble monthly thing for a bit.
As a lot of people did, yeah.
Yeah, then I just ended up getting like there were Duff ones for a couple of months, and it's like, right, I'm spending £12 on basically nothing.
And shite. One good
giving
game.
away keys to my friends and stuff.
I mean, the best thing about the Humble stuff is a lot of it goes to charity, doesn't it? But
oh yeah.
You can give charity to in a different avenue, can't you? Do you know what I mean? Rather than playing games.
I'll still keep my eye on the bundles, though. I don't think I've bought one for quite some time. But I think that's mostly because I've got so many other things that I could play as well. But something I tend to do is have loads of games going on at the same time.
Guilty.
So, yeah.
So.
At the moment, I've got 6, I think.
Oof. Go on, name me 6. Name me 6.
Bug Fables on Switch.
Yes, I've heard good things.
It's all right. Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yeah.
Sekiro. I've not played that since
Banger.
February or something. The Cat Lady, which it's
is that
like
a porno game?
I wish. It's well grim.
Did you just walk past? It's like a generation game, isn't it?
Yeah. A cuddly toy.
The Cat Lady.
I've never heard of it.
It's it came out a few years ago.
It sounds shite, mate. I'm not gonna lie.
It looks like it's got a very unique art style. Like it's like a 2D side-on point and click type thing, but it's a big part of it is around like depression and suicide and stuff.
Oh,
it must have been like
Steam
a student. Yeah, it fucking is.
But it's got a message though.
Yeah, and it seems to deliver fairly well. But I think I'm about halfway through that, and I've not picked it up for a while, but I've still got the intention of finishing that. I mean, it's probably not even that long, but it's one of them that can be a bit of a slog getting through it because of like how it controls, but then also because of what's going on. It's a bit
yeah, that never helps, does it? Anything else on your what's your other games on currently?
Well, following on quite nicely from something that's a bit grim is I'm partway through The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, such a happy game.
It's
such
lovely.
a happy game.
Uplifting, I think, is the term for it.
Uplifting. Yeah,
I come away from that just in the best of moods.
Absolutely. Perfect for the kids as well.
Yeah. But, I'm shite with scary games. However, I sort of persevered through the first one. Really enjoyed it. It's the best game I'll never play again. And
it's a cracking game.
But 2 is seeming to be a bit more of the same. It's super satisfying to play, I think. But then I've been going on it for ages, and
cool.
But and the other one is 2 Point Hospital.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it a lot.
Wonderful.
I really do. Yeah, I think it's the best. It's better than Theme Hospital.
Yeah,
and it feels like Theme Hospital. How I remember it in my head.
Exactly. Yeah.
The excellent nurse required in pharmacy, stuff like that. I miss that kind of.
I do like the games like that are starting to make a resurgence, because you had that, then you had like Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo as well and stuff like that. Like these kind of big sim games like this are starting to make a bit of a resurgence, and I really like that because they're really good. I don't want to call them time wasters because that kind of like diminishes them slightly.
But we love procrastination on this podcast.
But yeah, it's I really enjoy that kind of game because you can kind of, to a point, shut off your brain a little bit and just kind of enjoy building something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they tend not to be too stressful either.
I can't remember 2 Point Hospital being very expensive either. It's not full price, is it?
No, I think it was the highest I've ever seen it is maybe £35 on Steam. I think it might be the most I've ever seen, and it's usually discounted somewhere, and you pick it up on like GOG.
I think I picked it up on Switch for like 18 quid or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah. Oh, it's on Switch.
It got put out on Switch.
I bought it on something anyway.
I want to say it was December, something like it. It was late last year. I got put on the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I probably won't end up getting it on Switch because I'm playing that on PC.
You need a
Game
mouse.
Pass.
You need a mouse for it, man. You really do. That's what's stopped me kind of playing it further. I just want a mouse for it.
Yeah. So I'm on with quite a few different games, and I think I've got about like 15 that I'd like to play.
Yeah.
One of them would be the Banner Saga 3 and finally finish that trilogy.
As if you've done the first two and thought, I don't care about the ending.
I'll get round to it.
I think the third one's the best one.
Really? Oh, cool. I'll look forward to actually
Really
starting that in the next 3 years.
Play it on your phone. I've got it on my phone, man. Just fucking play it on the phone. It works.
It does seem to be a good iPad game.
Yeah, it is. It really is. What's back to you as well, Gadget? What's the oldest game you can think of that you've not played? If you get what I mean.
Probably on my Steam list, I'm probably going to say Condemned.
Wow.
I bought that years ago on Steam. Yeah. And I've heard so many good things about it. And for all I'm a massive coward, I do like a good horror game. But I especially like it when it's a good, weird horror game.
Condemned is fucking weird.
Yeah, that's the kind of horror game I like.
It goes David Lynch near the end.
Yeah, that's what I want. I remember playing
weird.
What was it? It was there was a Clive Barker game. Was it Clive Barker's
Jericho?
Jericho, that's it. I remember playing that, and it was just supposed to be, this is the scariest game of all time, and it's just like, it's a bit gross, and look, there's a jump scare, and like Agony when that came out last year. It was just like,
that was just like vagina fucking walls and stuff. Horrible.
It was just like it was
just
like
horrible,
scary. But then, like, you go back to like a Silent Hill or something like that, and it's like proper psychological horror, and that's what I quite like, and that's why Condemned would be probably brilliant for me. But I've never played the damn thing. But it sits right at the top of my Steam library all the time. Every time I go in there to my my not installed games, I look at it and think, is this the time to play Condemned? Ooh,
that'd be a good streaming game. That'd be a very good streaming game.
It probably would be.
What about yourself then, Kieran? What your oldest backlog game you can think of?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. Yeah, right, here we go. I think it's a good one. So on my list of games I actually want to play, I did start it a long while ago, but I want to actually start it again and finish it. It's Hotline Miami.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I got about 2/3 of the way through it, got stuck, and then put it down for 2 years.
I've never played 2, but I own it. But the first one, oh, wow. That is a game where you get your boys round and it's just pass the pad, pizzas. Yeah. You know what I mean? And,
when you're in the flow of it, it's so satisfying.
Yeah, it's proper zen. So, moving on to Biggie, backlog.
Oh,
Talk to me about backlogs, sir. Talk to me. Here he goes. Gets his notepad out.
So, listening to you guys, yeah. So my backlog started back on the PS3, really, more than anything else. I tried to have a look at how many games I've got for that, and it hurt using the store to try and find them. So I gave up, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that then moved into the PS4. I have started 63 games, never finished. I have got 124 games for my PS4, which I have never started.
What?
Wow.
I have a PC.
Oh, my Steam library was back.
Oh, sorry, Xbox. I got my Xbox One because...
Oh, that was just PS4?
Yeah. So I got my Xbox One because of Halo. I did have the original Xbox, and I love those games. But I have only played Halo 1 and 2. I've never played 3, 4, or 5. I also have the Master Chief Collection on there, which I have recently redone Halo. I've got Halo 2 to go through again, so I thought I might as well go through them again. And I'm playing co-op with a mate.
Wow. Nice. That's the optimal way to play it.
Well, yes, but then when I got my Xbox One, they launched Game Pass, so that now has become another addition to my backlog because they release games that I want to play, but I can't.
It should be called Microsoft Xbox Backlog.
Yeah.
That's what it should just called in.
So that's a bit painful. I had a look at my Steam, which I'm not a PC player, but I do have a total of 233 games on there. But they're, humble bundles.
He's not a player, guys.
It's just, it's frightening. So
he's not a player; he's a purchaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since I had my daughter, obviously my gaming time's really drastically reduced.
Yes,
so
it does.
I just play a little bit in the evenings if I can. So really difficult.
You've got a Switch, man. Have you got one?
No. But I've got my
recommend
Vita.
that.
I have my Vita.
Well, you've got one of the best handhelds ever made.
Which is
then
hacked
that's
as well. So it's also an emulator,
Perfect.
and I don't want to go down that
Perfect.
route. Of how many games I've got on
no.
there that I want to play. But yeah, my backlog's ridiculous. I have the fear of missing out syndrome. And if there's a sale,
Yes.
I buy something. I think, oh yeah, that's a really good price. I'll get that. I'll play that at some point, and then something else distracts me. Like I'm playing COD multiplayer at the moment, not the free one, the actual main game.
Yeah.
Multiplayer, and we're playing a lot of that at the moment, and that's just got its hook into me. And I've never played COD before. I played the single players, but not the multiplayer. And for some reason, it's just gripped me for some reason this year, and I've just been playing that.
It plays well.
It's fun.
You can look at games like Fortnite and you think the shooting in this is absolute shite, and then you play COD and you think, wow, okay, these guys know what they're doing. Oh yeah, they've got like 15 games under the belt. Of course, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, totally, and it works. And I recently finished Arkham City again because I'm playing the remaster, and I played Arkham Asylum mid last year again. But I just wanted to go through them with the games. I've never played Arkham Knight, see, which I own and haven't played. So I thought I'd go back through them again. But yeah, so I finished that off recently. But yeah, my backlog.
Arkham Knight is good, and people slag that game off.
Yeah, I heard mixed reviews on that, so I'm looking forward to making my own mind up.
It's good.
But
excellent.
PS5 is obviously due, and I've tried to reduce my purchasing this time round, and it's really important about the backwards compatibility for me because I want to play stuff I already have.
Yeah, if Sony come out and say, yeah, you can play PS4 games, no bother, I'll be like, you've got it, you've won, you know what I mean, you've got me.
Yeah,
I'm in there. So that's exact. Yeah, I've like jumping off from your Halo point. That's part of my backlog. So I've played Halo 1, 2, and 3, and I will go to bat and say they're my favorite shooters. Those 3 games.
Yeah.
I haven't played a Halo game after Halo 3.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people are saying, whoa, you haven't played Reach? You haven't played? I'm like, no. And I've got the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
But like yourself, it's like, I'm a man that has Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch, and a man that has 400 PSN games, Game Pass, and 200 Switch games digitally. So my backlog is huge. Absolutely huge. And I'm known for enjoying my 150-hour JRPGs and playing them repeatedly. I've played in the last 3 years Dragon Quest 11 4 times.
I'm in the middle of playing that as well.
Yes, that is a long game. It's one of my favourites. So backlogs are killing me at the moment, but this is what makes. There's method in my madness now. There's going to be like, what I usually do when a new console comes out is I don't buy it straight away. I've got FOMO, but not that bad. I can wait because you buy a launch console and they're usually shite. It's like there's no real games. Like remember when you got the PS4, what you're going to play? Knack and Killzone. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm gonna do that with this. I'm gonna give PS5 or Xbox, whatever the name in it. I'm gonna give that a little bit of a wide berth, catch up with the old backlog, and come back to it later when there's Demon Souls and things like that to catch up with. So
I think it's gonna have to be my plan too. I'm trying to get better at how I've been before, and it's so difficult because that sale pops up and you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
And, it's hard.
It's the pretty colours on the sale banners as well. You're like, oh, summer sale?
Thinking, this will never be on sale ever again. I have to buy it now.
Yeah. I've noticed on PSN that they just loop and it's like, oh, yeah, it's bound to go, So,
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing as well that I wanted to just put out there right away, because I need to stop doing this. I need to stop buying new games when, like, everyone else is saying that they love them. Like, this sounds crazy, but I give my son my aging PS4 to play, and I bought myself a PS4 Slim to play Last of Us 2. That's stupid, isn't it? Tell me I'm stupid. Stupid, aren't I? But I did that.
No comment.
I did that, and I'm like, okay, I've got to play my PS4 again now. My new one that I bought and I'm so close to PS5.
Did you give it away? Did you give it to your lad and then later decide, I want my own again now? Right.
Yes. One that's not loud as a jet engine, basically, because that his PS4, he's in the room, down the hall, and I can hear his PlayStation 4 now. And all he's doing is watching YouTube in bed. Do you know what I mean? That's how bad that one is.
Clean the fan out. I do it regularly. It helps. Dude,
I've done it so many times. I've changed the thermal paste. I've done everything. It's just that PS4. That's a day. I bought that PS4 second hand, and it's a day one edition. So.
Mine's a day one edition, but I regularly, every few months, 6 months, I clean it out.
That's the thing. If you do it regularly, you're not going to get to the point where it is like a jet engine, are you? Really? So yeah, I'm going to do that. The next console I ever get brand new, I'm going to look after it like a car. I'm just going to MOT it every few months.
You can borrow my step ladder to climb up to get into it because it looks like it's massive.
It's a big boy. It's a big boy. So anything else to add on backlogs from anyone at all?
They make me cry. I generally feel guilty. And the Final Fantasy VII, it's on the back of my mind always.
Have you played any of the others?
Yeah. I played 8, finished 9. 9's the only one I finished.
9's so good.
It's great. But very briefly, I'll tell you what happened. My mate and I, we both got Final Fantasy VII around the same time. And this was when I was working abroad on a cruise ship, so I was playing it away from him. And then when I come home on leave, we catch up and I'd say, how far are you getting? He's like, yeah, we got this far and so on. So then I came around to his house and I said, let me tell you where I'm at. And he goes, have you got the Knights of the Round Table? I'm like, you what? And he goes, the Knights of the Round Table. I said, what are you on about? And apparently I was right near the end, like a good 70-80% through the game. And he goes, watch this. And he started a battle and he started off nice.
10-minute summon.
And he just put the pad down. We just sat there for like 25 minutes watching this battle.
Yeah, it's such a long summon.
And I just went, what is this about? And then he pulled out, you remember game FAQs before?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were like really easy to read guidelines. Well, via work, he printed out this entire game facts guide, which was...
That's what I used to do.
1,000 pages. And he just went, look, this is what's in this game. I'm like... Wow, I have missed.
Golden Chocobos.
I have missed so much in this game. I just literally followed, do the quest, go here, do this.
Yeah.
And I was so near the end of the game, and it broke me. I just went, I feel like I need to play it again. And that is why I have never finished it. Because I restart it every time, get different stages, and I still think, I need to go. I've got the hidden characters, I need to go here. And I just somehow drift off it again. And it just broke me that first time I realised how much I had missed. Or didn't know. You
should definitely do it. You should definitely treat yourself one. Like over Christmas or something like that. Just think, you know what? I'm going to put 2 weeks into this.
It could be a feature every podcast. We could play the theme tune and then go, Andy, have you finished it? And I'll just go,
yeah.
No.
Write that down. That is going in.
Shortest feature ever.
Yeah. And
has Andy finished Final Fantasy VII?
The victory fanfare.
Excellent. So that's our thoughts on backlogs. I believe, Gadget, you've got some feedback from people we asked on Twitter about their backlogs.
Yeah, we do.
I'll let you crack on with that then, so I can have a drink.
So Monkey at Monk's Boy, he just simply says, lots, games, books, podcasts, and some uncouth git keeps telling me to go do work. I need an escape. Seems apt for us. Angry Kurt, Mr. Kurt Lewin. What did he say? I'm sure he put in a couple of ones. Nope, that was for the other side. So he has I do have a backlog, and I always think I will, but I've decided not to get a PS5 until I've finished all the PS4 exclusives I've missed, and until there's
copying me.
Until there's a genuine must-play on the PS5, which will help reduce my backlog. Things like xCloud will be great at reducing my backlog, even though as it potentially adds more games to it. The ability to play my Xbox Game Pass games via like a Switch via my phone means I'll get through more of them. Game Pass is the reason why my backlog's very high as well. Because when they put Game Pass on PC, it's like, it's £4 a month for all these games. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
I just kind of fell into that, and
100%.
I've got like 6 games on that installed that I haven't actually played yet.
Oops.
Kieran, he says he's got about 25 games to do. My plan is to organize them neatly into folders and then play through all the Master Chief Collection.
I think that's everyone's plan. Yeah.
And Jamie Vanderberg says, gaming backlog. Technically, about 4,000 games are owned or leased to me across Steam, itch, PSN, Xbox, Epic, Apple Arcade, etc. Practically, there are about 12 I actively plan to get to. I'm chugging through them, but keep getting distracted as new ones come out and jump into the queue. Paper Mario, for instance. It's okay. I don't feel any psychological pressure to play. So, fair enough.
Healthy.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to be, but I'm not.
It's like when your hobby starts becoming a bit of an obligation. It's like, I need to finish this.
This is my new job.
I think the worst one is the sunk cost fallacy as well. There's been a few games I've played where, like, by the end of it, I'm not actually enjoying it that much, but I've put like 80 hours into it. I'm just like, this is going to be worth my time and money.
I'm invested now. I have to finish it. I'm being held hostage.
Is that everything for the feedback then for this question?
Yes,
I think it is.
Yeah, it is. That's all we've got for this question.
Excellent, and that's all we've got for this part of episode 1. What's going to happen now for people at home is you're going to listen to part 2. If you look on our podcast feed, you'll see another episode. Make sure you listen to this one first. I want to thank my compatriots for this is our maiden voyage, so I think I'm proud of what you've achieved, guys. It's been good.
Always getting emotional.
Don't cry, I'll cry.
Oh, God. Thing is, I'm hosting the next one as well, so
my captain.
Yes. People at home, you're going to hear these voices very regularly. Thank you for listening to this, and thank you for indulging us, because our mission is really to aid your procrastination, really. We want you to waste your time listening to this, but we also want you to give us 5 stars or no stars on Apple Podcasts.
None of this 3 bullshit.
No. If you're not going to give us 5, don't fucking bother. It's that simple. And you can find us. We will respond within usually around 2 to 3 hours on Twitter at Escapism Modern. For some reason, I decided to do it backwards.
Hi there. It's Gadget from the future in the edit. Just to let you know, our resident podcast expert Oodles got the socials wrong. If you want to tweet at us, it's at Modern Escapism, and you can email us at modernescapismpod@gmail.com. Right, back to Oodles' outro.
Like an idiot. So,
or a visionary.
Yes.
Oh, maybe. So, from us, for now, thank you very much, and see you later, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, cheers.
Bye.